and another episode of what is Crazy Man Magro up to today. Got a nice selection of boulders that we've sourced off the property here, and I went and purchased two at Wikistone. These two flat ones I kind of needed to have just the right size and everything, so in shape. But we're building a waterfall into the pool. It was always in the plan. If you saw our pool video, there's a hose that sticks up out of the concrete, and that was always intended for this purpose. I kind of mocked it up a little bit here to see what it might look like. I'll have a spill box up in here where the water will spill down over this little ledge, then finally over this one, which overhangs the pool by a foot. There's a big boulder in the bottom, and the story actually doesn't start with that boulder. It starts with one twice that size, and starts on the other side of the farm where Hunter and I, other side of that red barn, Hunter and I tried to move it and picked it up with the hoe. It did pick it up, and then a hydraulic line blew, and I thought, wow, what if something like this happened when I was placing it in the pool? Not only would we have to drain the pool due to the hydraulic fluid, but the rock could fall into the pool, destroy the line, and there's just way too many things. So then I got this smaller boulder and tried this and looked at it and said, well, I'm gonna end up putting rock all around this. You're never gonna see that boulder anyway. Why am I doing this big heavyweight boulder? So we're gonna build it out of concrete block first and fill the block with concrete. That'll give me a solid concrete foundation to lay these two rocks on, three rocks actually, one's gonna be up above that one too. And then I'll just use all the stone and boulders that we have to go around it and hide the fact that it's on concrete. And that'll do two things. It'll be a little bit lighter weight, but I don't have to, obviously I can build a concrete block wall or base bit by bit, so I don't have to carry a giant block over the concrete. And the other thing it'll allow me to do is to create my pitch. With this, I kind of had to play around wedging some stones in to get the rocks to pitch the right way to get the water to go off. And if I do it out of concrete, I can just make it whatever slope I want. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get started today, and I'm gonna make a template of this rock so I know its shape, and I can begin to build a concrete base underneath of it, and we'll follow the project as we go. So this is a little trial to see how everything's gonna go. All of this down here will be concrete. This is just kind of a mock-up right now, and we want to get the first rock in and see how the water flows off of it into the pool. Right now that pump is on high. It has a lower stage which will pump less water, shoot it out a little bit less, but concept is proven. So now we'll pull this all back apart, build the concrete base permanently, and then we can come back in and start to reset the rock and go from there. Before we take this apart, this is the pump on low, so it's a little bit better flow for what we're trying to do. Kind of looks more natural, but you don't really know what's going to happen because you still have to stack another rock on top of this. This pipe is actually going to be up on top of that rock way back here, so there's still a lot of experimenting to do, but initially this looks like a good idea. So I'm going to start to mortar these blocks into place now. One of the things that I'm playing around with is this is type S mortar mix. But I'm trying to make everything look as natural as possible, obviously. So I added black, charcoal gray, and some tan colorant to this, but I didn't mix it all the way. And that way I'm getting kind of these streaks through my mortar of browns and blacks and grays, and hopefully that'll help to make everything look a little more natural in the end. So a little experiment, never done that before, but it's just an idea I had. So I'm gonna start mortaring these down now. Well, we have our base done. Just used cement block and just filled all the cavities with concrete to make one solid chunk. This was just easier than building a form and pouring it all, and since I'm mixing it by hand, it was less concrete to mix. So, but this ensures that the entire weight of the spill rocks is over a large area. You can stay right there with it for now. We're bringing in the excavator now to start rigging the rock and lifting it. But this ensures that the weight of the rock is over every square inch of this concrete pad over here. If I just placed the original boulder that I was gonna place, chances are, because of the imperfections under it, you're talking about it resting on probably 3 points. And so you could have 8,000 pounds resting on 3 square inches. So this eliminates that. We can just pile. I'm going to put 2 or 3 bags of concrete wet up here and then set the rock on top of it, and then we'll build from there. So we're gonna pick the rock now and put it in place. I'm at the teetering point on the plywood, so I'm just gonna stop there and put my blade down on the concrete and just work from here. Alright, rotate that so the spillway is towards the pool. Probably best to come around back here by the rear and kind of steer it from there. That angle somewhat. I don't know, we're gonna try a few different angles and see. That's hanging over the pool a lot, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe too much? Yeah, it's like basically the middle of the rock. So it would probably put our rear back where it belongs there. There. So here's our first position test. I think we nailed it on the first try. We got a nice overhang on the pool. None of the water is rolling back and getting out of the pool. And the rock is on a nice slope. We'll have to, obviously we're going to pour concrete underneath where you see all the gap there. And just level it slightly. It's a little bit high in the back corner, causing the water to kind of want to go in that direction, but otherwise, I think we nailed it on the first try. So on the back here, the second spillway rock is going to land somewhere around here, so that's why I put the hose there to test it. And then that rock actually covers all this back here. It's big. And then we'll concrete that in, and then essentially the tail end of this spillway rock that hangs way over the edge there will be encased in concrete with the next one on top of it, and therefore it's never going anywhere. Perfect. here we are going around the property. Being that this was a farm, there's a stone row that runs the entire perimeter of the property, and actually a couple that cross it as well. So we've got our pick of stone, and we're just driving around with the Mini and the flatbed and loading this thing with stone to bring back to the waterfall, where we will pick and choose and keep placing stones. So doing a little trial and error with our last stone, trying to get the angle right, and we've got to create enough space in here to sneak our line in to feed the water. So we're gonna play with this. We're gonna run some water down a little bit, and then once we're satisfied, we'll build a little bit of stone all the way around the back to create a watertight seal. We'll take all these stones off, including this one here, and then we'll put mortar under it because we have not mortared this yet. Mortar this, and finish off. So that's where we're at today. All right, little water flow test, and it's looking pretty good. So I think we will go ahead then and peel these off, have lunch, let everything dry while we eat, and then come back and lay in mortar and build it back. And then from there, we'll start building all these sides. We put one boulder in here, as you can see, but we'll start building all these in so it all looks like a natural pile of stone. But coming along nicely, the waterfall looks great. So we'll see you a little later. Down or what? Yeah. Just tell me what. Going down. How's it look? Alright. I'm gonna lower it. So come back. Alright, it's all off.
It came forward when it slid, but it's not bad. It still lines up decently and strapped out.
It went a little forward, but not bad.
Yeah, it was only
And that's full of concrete under there. There's no gaps.
maybe an inch or two.
Yep, I think it's good.
Pull the straps off.
Yeah, we'll have to use the crowbar probably to get it out, but
I actually think when it slid forward, I think this strap loosened and came out in front of it.
okay. All right, we got our top rock is set. Incidentally, we had to go buy this rock, one that we planned to put there. Just didn't work out, and we were surprised when we bought it that it weighed in at, what was it, 600 pounds? Which all along we were thinking some of these down here maybe were like 800 pounds. Well, no, they're probably like 1,200 pounds and 1,500 pounds. So it's heavy, but it won't go anywhere. This is the low speed mode. We did build a little manifold, so the water comes up this pipe, which we'll hide, and comes in here. I just put a flexible coupling on here, and all this is going to be accessible. I'm going to make it so that, you know, the rock that sits here is not mortared in and can be removed. And that goes to a manifold, which splits to two 2-inch lines, and that distributes the water over the waterfall edge nicely. So we do have some rollback over here, going down the side of the rock. So we're going to fill this gap in with foam. It's under here, you'll never see it. And then we're going to do one more skirt rock along here, just like we did this one, to keep the water from rolling off the side. So yeah, that's low speed mode, which kind of looks best. We can go put it on high speed. We'll go pump house here. And we flip that switch, put it at a high speed, and we get quite a waterfall at high speed. But as cool as it is, it kind of looks a little unnatural. But it's still fun to have that much water coming off, so we have the option. So next step, I don't know, probably gonna quit. Hunter's gotta mow the lawn and I gotta get ready for work tomorrow. Summer's over. But next step is to keep laying in these boulders around and build up and cover the whole thing. So we'll do that over the course of Labor Day weekend, and we'll have this thing fully operational. Foam is fairly dry, but moisture actually does help polyurethane cure, so a little moisture won't hurt. It won't fully cure for 24 hours, but we do have a flowing waterfall, and we have no water spilling outside of the pool. So we successfully sealed up everything, and so that means from here it's just going to be stacking boulders. We'll stack more of them on the sides, obviously, and then under the waterfall you can see cinder block. We're going to do some facing there. We'll have to kind of mix up some stucco mix or something and get the stones to attach to that. I got some flat ones I can work in there, but overall it's pretty cool looking waterfall. All right, little update. We have the waterfall all sealed up with foam. It's flowing, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. So we're happy with all that. Our lighting is in, so now we are starting to conceal everything. We decided that this would be the first step here, and then we're going to place another flat rock up here, so that'll allow you to walk up and jump off the waterfall. So that's what we're doing there. We are backfilling everything with concrete, so everything inside behind the boulders will be solid concrete, and then some of it is just taking little stones and stuff and filling in so you don't see things. So that's what some of that work is, and we'll have to do some of that when we get up top, I'm sure. But one of the things that came to be, maybe 10 minutes ago, this was an original spillway rock that we bought, and it didn't work out in our spillway, so it was just laying off to the side. And for some reason I was just looking at this, trying to figure out how we're going to finish it, and thought that piece would make a great seat. So we just laid it in here to see how it fits. It fits perfectly, covers the whole area, even touches on this side over here. And so we're gonna go with it. We're gonna make a little bench on the back side of the waterfall. We'll put rocks obviously here so you don't see the hose and everything else, but a little spontaneous bench on the back side of the waterfall. So that's the update for today. And maybe after dinner I'll check in with any further progress. This is how we're slinging them. We just come over here to where we're kind of have this little stone yard set up. Hunter takes that sling, wraps it, sets it in the right position to pick up the rock. Right now I'm holding the rock off the ground just to get the loop in. That loop is going to be on the far left, right?
Left or your left?
You're right. In order to make it lift the top like we want. So yeah, we set that. All right, going down. I gotta try and operate the machine with one hand now. Don't judge me. Look, I'll use my elbow. Look at that. Master operator. Filming and operating the machine. My right elbow, left hand. Alright, so we should be able to pick this sucker up now. So then we'll put it back down and balance it.
Yeah.
So we'll just put it back down on the ground for a second. Just by shifting the straps a little bit, we can get that rock to balance. Come back up. Perfect.
back towards the. I think we might have to come this way to even it out more.
That rock doesn't look like, something like this.
That looks
We all pick it up and look at our stuff. Boom.
It'll probably be a little less. We probably have to do it this way. Yeah, we can go forward and we'll just get over under here.
It's Labor Day and we just finished cleaning up. Just finished doing the last few things on here. We're about 95% done. If you look under, you can still see concrete block there. We've got a select bunch of flat rock that we're gonna mortar onto there. So still have to do that, but otherwise it's done. We created a staircase on this side. So you can step on up here, here, and then up onto the waterfall and then jump off. So that's been fun. We might still do a little bit of fitting some of these boulders like this. We're gonna get more of those and kind of just finish some of these little alcoves out. But this is the little bench that we created in the back. So that turned out great. Surprise, surprise, there's a fitting in here that we can attach a hose to when we want to. And we'll show you that when it gets dark. Little solar panel that powers the lighting. And yeah, other than a few little things that we have to do here or there to cover things up, it's done. So I guess this evening, when it gets a little darker, we'll turn the lights on, we'll turn the waterfall on, and we'll wrap this up. I think we'll wrap this one up here. The only thing left to do is the face underneath the waterfall. I gotta get some flat rocks and do that, but that's gonna take us building a platform across here to stand on, and so we'll just wrap it up now. But sum it up, we got our waterfall splashing out from underneath this spillway here, down again. These are the rocks that we purchased. Everything else was actually from digging out the pool. And then we made a little staircase going up here so you can climb up to the waterfall. And up here we have our fire feature, propane, some lava rock in this center area that we had, and it's got a cool effect. And there is a bench here sit on, or we may put some plants on here coming up off the back. The fire feature is something that I did not want anyone to be able to turn on by themselves. So there's a quick connect up inside of here, and I can just disconnect this, take away the hose in the propane tank, and then there's no chance of anyone lighting this thing up. In moments that I do want it, I just bring the propane tank over, plug the hose in, and we're set. So no idea how much weight this is. If I start to throw numbers at it, maybe 10,000 pounds, maybe 20,000 pounds. I really have no way of knowing, but it turned out great. Here's our pool. It's 83 degrees today, so nice and warm. But kids were having a good time jumping in already. Got the waterfall in green tonight, sun setting, and we're gonna carry this same style through the whole landscape. So next is landscaping the perimeter of this fence. So there'll be flowers and all kinds of stuff planted along here, but we're gonna drop boulders in all along there as well. And then eventually back next summer behind my parents' house, we're gonna take out the deck, and then we're gonna build a boulder retaining wall and then a patio on top of that. And that'll kind of tie all this landscaping together. And right now this waterfall feature kind of just stands out on its own. It doesn't really fit, but once all that is happening, it's gonna look great. So that's it. probably one of the more fun things we've built on the farm. Hunter I couldn't have built this without him. From mixing concrete to stacking stones to being the man on the ground when I was dropping things in with the crane. He did it all. So nice work. Come and swim.